Who else? Who else? About 7. Anas, mashallah. Aisha and Muaz. Some of who else? Ruqayya. Oh, Rizqa. Okay, never mind. No wudu. Kita can take wudu, okay? And then Zahra, Maimuna. Mashallah. Okay, come. Let us start our class. We just... Okay. Siwak. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Allahumma bayyid bihi asnani wa thabbit bihi lihati wa shaddid bihi lisati wa afsih bihi lisani wa athibni alaihi wa barik li fihi ya rabbal alamin. Amin. So what is that? Okay. Then selawat atar, okay? Get your atar. If you have your atar, get your atar. Allahumma salli wa sallim ala Sayyidina Muhammadin al-Tayyib al-Mutayyab al-Habib al-Muqarrab wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa ballighna bijahihi kulla maqsudin wa matalab. Allahumma salli wa sallim ala Sayyidina Muhammadin al-Tayyib al-Mutayyab الحبيب المقرب وعلى آله وصحبه وبلغنا بجاهه كل مقصود وما طلب. اللهم صل وسلم على سيدنا محمد الطيب المطيب الحبيب المقرب وعلى آله وصحبه وبلغنا بجاهه كل مقصود وما طلب. Okay. Let's read Surah Al-Fatiha first. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين. الرحمن الرحيم. مالك يوم الدين. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين. اهدنا الصراط المستقيم. صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. آمين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. يا الله يا فتاح يا عليم يا فتاح يا عليم يا فتاح يا عليم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. نوينا التعلم والتعليم وتذكر وتذكير والنفع والانتفاع والإفادة والاستفادة والحث على التمسك بكتاب الله وسنة رسوله صلى الله عليه وسلم ودعاء إلى الهدى ودلالة على الخير ابتغاء وجه الله ومرضاته وقربه وثوابه سبحانه وتعالى مع لطف وعافية برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. آمين. اللهم إنا نسألك علم لدني ومشرب صافي الهاني يا وهاب يا غني. اللهم إنا نسألك علم لدني ومشرب صافي الهاني يا وهاب يا غني. اللهم إنا نسألك علم لدني ومشرب صافي الهاني يا وهاب يا غني. وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم والحمد لله رب العالمين. Amin, amin, ya Rabbal Alamin. Okay, Alhamdulillah. Today we will go into a new hadith, right? We finished the other hadith, this one, right? So we will go into this hadith today. Okay, hadith about parents. And I know is Father's Day coming already passed? Haven't passed, right? Is Father's Day this Sunday? Is it? I think it is, right? It's a third Sunday of the month, isn't it? Yes, Father's Day is this Sunday. And Mother's Day is in May, right? Yeah. Okay, come. Let's read the hadith. Okay. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. So I read and you all will read, okay? Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Qala Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Again. Qala Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Third time. Qala Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Birru aba'akum. Okay, again. Birru aba'akum. Tabar birru aba'akum. Why is the harakat wrong? Tabarrakum abna'akum. Afwan. Tabarrakum abna'ukum. Wa'iffu ta'iffa nisa'ukum. Okay, again, okay. Birru aba'akum. Tabarrakum abna'ukum. Wa'iffu ta'iffa nisa'ukum. Okay? Okay, rawahu at-Tabarani. Okay, let's say in English, say it in English. The Prophet of Allah or the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wasallam said, be dutiful towards your parents. Dutiful means be good. Be good and serve your parents. Be dutiful towards your parents, and your children will be dutiful to you. Be chaste, and a woman will be chaste. Be chaste, and your woman. Allah, be chaste, and your woman will be chaste. What is chaste? Chaste means to be modest, right? To cover your aurat. For boys not to mix with girls, and for girls not to mix with boys. It's not who are not your family members. Okay, later I'll talk about it. Okay. Okay, let's read the whole hadith again, okay? Then we talk about it, okay? And I have a few stories, story about the first one and story about the second one. Okay, so the first thing, again, let's do in Arabic. قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم بروا آباءكم تبركم أبناؤكم. Again, birru aba'akum. Read together, okay? Tabarrakum abna'ukum. Wa'iffu ta'iffa nisa'ukum. Okay. The Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, be dutiful towards your parents, and your children will be dutiful towards you. And be chaste, and your woman will be chaste. Okay, let's go to our story. Come, Bismillah. So the first story today, there are a lot of stories about this. Because this hadith is about being good to your parents. So there's a lot of stories about being good to your parents or not being good to your parents, or the people who are good to their parents and what happened to them, and people who are not good to their parents and what happened to them. Right? So people who are not good to their parents, the punishment for them will happen in this world first. Do you know that? Right? People who are not good to their parents, the punishment for them will happen in the world first, and then in even worse punishment will happen to them in the next world. Oh, ya Allah, ya Allah. Right. Why is the screen so like this? Okay. So the first hadith, okay, this story number, we have done story number 18, story number 19, story number 20, story number 21, 22. It's 22. Okay, 22. Okay, right? And what you do to others will happen to you. Right? So if you do it to others, right, it will come back to you, especially your parents. Right? So if you are good towards your parents, you listen to your parents, right? You serve your parents, right? You are helpful towards your parents. Then when you have children, inshallah, right, they will be good to you. But if you are evil to your parents, or you are stubborn towards your parents, and you don't listen to your parents, right? And then how you are with your parents, later on, your children will do the same thing to you. Oh, la hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. So the story today is about this boy. this story, Hababa is the one who told me this story. Okay, there was this boy. I'm not sure where the story happened, right? But it is what happened in the story. And there was this boy, right, who was very, very, very rough, right, towards his father. Right. So whatever his father says to him, he would argue, right? Whatever his whatever his father tells him to do, he would not do, right? He's very stubborn and very rude, and he'll raise his voice against his father. Okay, we must never, ever, 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 ever raise our voice against our parents ever in our life. Okay, never do that. Right? Raise your voice against your parents. Right. So this boy, every day, whatever the father says or tells him to do, right, he'll be very, 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 very stubborn towards the father. Okay, and these people, they actually live in a two-story house. Okay, I'm gonna draw the house, the whole house. Okay, so because something happened at the stairs of the house. So you imagine the top floor of the house, right? Top floor of the house. Maybe there's a room here, right? And maybe the stairs is like this. Okay, it goes down like this. Okay, and maybe there's another room there. Maybe there's a hall there, and like that lah. Okay, so one day, right, he was getting in an argument with his father, right? And it's not a small boy, but it's actually a man, right? So this person is actually a big man, right? And he was getting he and every day, right, there'll be some argument between him and his father. Right? They just cannot get along. He just cannot get along with his father. You know, even if we cannot get along with our parents, inshallah we can get along with our parents, inshallah, right? You must make yourself get along with your parents because you're the child, okay? Because you are the child, right? Me, if I don't get along with my parents, I am the one, right, who must give in. I am the one who must make myself get along. I am the one who must stop arguing and stop talking, right? Not your don't expect your parents to do it. You are the one who has to do it. Okay. And there are and inshallah I'll tell one story of a bad person with his parents. And then later on I'll tell one story of a good person with his parents. Okay. So one positive story and one negative story. Okay. Story of a bad person with his parents and a story of a good person with his parents. And the people who are terrible towards their parents in this world, they will die a terrible death. Right? Allah will punish them and punish them and punish them before they pass away. Why? Because they were evil towards their parents. It's very scary. People who are evil towards their parents are very, very, very scary. Mm, right? So that you must never ever ever let shaitan tell you, oh, you have a right to argue with your father, or you have a right to argue with your mother, and you argue and argue. Sometimes I see some children, they get angry with their parents. Oh, ya Allah, ya Allah. Right? Sometimes they'll blame their parents because my mother didn't pack for me. My mother didn't put in my bag. My mother didn't remember to give it to me. My mother, everything also blame your mother, blame your mother, blame your mother. It's your fault. Right? If you don't remember, don't say it's your mother's fault. It's your fault. Okay. So you can never, ever, 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 ever blame your parents, right, about things that is your fault. Okay. So this man, right, he was arguing and arguing and arguing with his father. And the father is also hot-tempered. Both him and his father, they are both hot-tempered. He got his hot temper. His father's very hot tempered. Right. So his father was arguing with him, and he was arguing with his father. Okay. Until until he got the argument got so heated. The argument got so heated, right, between them. So inshallah, from now on, remember the second hadith that we learned, right? Oh, the second hadith. The second hadith that we learned was that uh أبغض الرجال إلى الله الألد الخصم. Correct, right? أبغض الرجال إلى الله الألد الخصم. The most hated person to Allah, that means the one that Allah hates the most is who? Who is the one that Allah hates the most? Who remembers the hadith? The red one is the sun. Who? They are Muslims. They are Muslims. Who is the one who is the most hated person?
Lord
Uh, uh,
Hadith.
Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
The one who
Who?
always argues.
Correct. Well, that the one who always argues. Yes. Allah does not like people who always argue, because when you get argue, you get so angry that you might do things that you will never even imagine that you will do. So what happened to this person? He was arguing with his father, and he got so angry that he grabbed his father's hand. And you know what he did or not? He grabbed his father's hand and he dragged his father down the stairs. It is a true story, yes, I heard from Haba. Haba is told to me the story. Like, he grabbed his father's hand. It's so thorough. It's so bad. It's so bad to do this kind of things to you. You don't even dare touch your father and mother, okay? In a way that is bad. You can only touch them in a way that is good. Like, kiss their hand, you can hug them, you can serve them. How you look at your parents also, you can only look at them in a way that you love them, you care for them, you make them very happy. Do you know that when you look at your parents with a look that is full of love, or you know that the emoticon that has the heart-shaped eyes, you look at your parents with so much love, right? And your parents become very happy that you look at them in that way, because you look at them with so much love for your parents. Allah will give you the reward of Hajj and Umrah. Do you know that? Reward of Hajj and Umrah. The one who looks at their parents with love in their eyes. So later you say, I want to go for Hajj and Umrah, but my father went for Hajj and Umrah. I can also get the reward of Hajj and Umrah. Then you go to your mother or to your father, and you gaze at them, and your mother say, "What's wrong with you? Why are you gazing at me?" And you say, "Because I love you so much, and I want Hajj and Umrah." Right? Because I look at my mother, if it's so much love. Okay. Okay. So the father, the son, he got so angry that he grabbed his father by the hands and even to drag the father down the stairs. So now, let me just show what the son is doing, okay? The son grabbed the father by the hands, and he was dragging the father one step at a time down the stairs. He was going to throw the father out of the house. Like, Astaghfirullah al-Azim, this son. He is really asking for it, right? So he dragged his father, was so angry. He was so angry. This is the son, right? And he's holding on to his father's hand, and he's going down the stairs. Uh, right? And he's dragging the father. And as he was dragging the father, when they reached the fourth step or the fifth step, right, the father said, Stop, my son, stop, enough. It's only until here. It's only until here. I didn't drag further. What's the father talking about? The father said, Stop, my son, stop. It's not, is falling. He's falling. He's dragging his father down the stairs. Uh, then he said to the father said to the son, Son, stop, son, stop. Only until here, no further. I only dragged him until here. And then the son said, Who did you drag? What are you talking about? And then the father said, Years ago, when I was your age, in my father's house, I also argued with my father. And I got so angry with my father that I dragged him down the stairs, just like what you are doing. The exact same thing I did with my father. I dragged him down the stairs, just like how you are dragging me down the stairs, but I only dragged him down the stairs until this step, until here. So you cannot do more than what I did. Okay. Because what you do to your parents will come back to you. Your own children will do it to you. And he said the exact same thing I did to my father. I didn't drag him all the way down, but I dragged him halfway, but maybe up to the fourth or the fifth step, I dragged him. Right? So you cannot drag me past this step, right? Because what I did to my father, now you are doing to me. I know what's happening. I know what is happening. Allah is punishing me, right? The father said, Allah is punishing me because I did this to my father. Right now, my own son is doing it to me, right? And the son said, "What? What? Do you mean that what you did to your father is now happening to you? Then what I am doing to my father, it will happen to me also in the future." And he said, "Yes, what you do to your parents will happen to you. What you do to your parents will happen to you." And that is the hadith of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Birru aba'akum. Be good to your parents. Tabarrakum abna'ukum. Your children will be good to you. Which means that if you are bad to your parents, if you're evil to your parents, your children will be evil to you. And it could even be the same bad thing that you did to your parents. If you ever try to raise your voice at your parents and shout, Bismillah, Bismillah. Sorry, my internet cut off. Internet cut off. Come, let's share screen again. Okay, so you see, it's the true stories, all true stories. Exactly the same, the thing you did to your father is exactly the thing that that will happen to you. Okay, exactly. Exactly the thing you do to your father is exactly the thing that will happen to you. Okay, so that's the first story. The second story, right, is about a very good habit. Okay, the story is a positive story, right? So the second story is the first story until there only. Then the son got worried. Actually, the son got worried. It will happen to me. No, 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 no. Astaghfirullah, 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 astaghfirullah. Astaghfirullah, 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 astaghfirullah. Right? You then he asked his father for forgiveness. So if you have done bad to your parents, you better ask your parents now for forgiveness. If you don't want there to be punishment for you in the next world, okay? All right, be good to your parents. Okay. So this second story is about a good habit. Who was so good to his parents. And actually, a lot of them are very, very kind to their parents. They're very kind to their parents, right? But the reward. This story what? Story 23. The reward, the great reward for being good to parents, to your parents. There's also another story that I never mind, later I tell that story. Okay, I won't tell now. Later I'll tell the story if you've got time, inshallah. The reward of being good to your parents. There was once a Habib, right? And this Habib, his name is Habib Omar. Not Habib Omar that we know today. It's a long ago. It's long ago Habib, right? It's long, long, long time ago. Right? His name was Habib Omar, right? And he loved his mother very, 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 very much. And he was always very good towards his mother. So one day, and this Habib, he would treat his mother so well that he could be in class and teaching, and the mother calls him, "Yeah, Omar, come here." He would just say, "Sorry, students, my mother's calling me." And he would get up then, and he will go and attend to his mother. Then he won't say wait. He won't say later. He won't. No, I've seen some children. Their parents call them and they just ignore. Just ignore. Right? Not like this Habib. This Habib was like, "Yes, mom. Right? Yes, Umi. Yes, yes." The first call, and he's up. He's up. Right? And he went to his mother straight away. Right? Immediately. And to ask all the kids here, okay? How many of you here, when your parents call you, how do you respond? Do you say, if you're very busy, If you're very, 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 very busy, how do you respond? When your mother calls you or your father calls you, if you're very busy, you're doing some work or you're doing some things, and your mother says, oh Muhammad, or your mother says, Ruqayya, come here, or your mother says, Aisha, or your mother says, Fatima, or your mother says, Asrar, or Abdul Qadir, come here. Right? How will you respond? Will you straight away stop what you're doing and get up and go and see your mother? Right, the story of a man named Juraj. His mother called him while he was praying. Right, until his mother got so upset with him, he kept ignoring his mother and continued praying. Sunnah prayers, it's not wajib prayers, sunnah prayers. Then the mother dua against him, and the dua happened. Oh, scary, right? Mother's dua. The mother got so angry with him because his mother was calling him and calling him and calling him, but he kept praying his sunnah prayers. He's not even playing, he's not playing, not watching TV, not watching Netflix, not playing his games, not playing all the Roblox and all that, not doing any of these things, He was praying. He was praying sunnah prayers, but the mother got annoyed with him because he keeps praying and he's not answering his mother and not helping his mother. Then the mother dua to Allah, Allah answer the dua straight away. Oh, Allah answer the dua. Okay, what do you all do? If your mother, I want to see her people here. When your mother calls, can you say wait to your mother or your father? They say, your mother called you, mother say, come, Maimuna, come. Right, or say, come here. Right, do you say, yes, ma, yes, immediately, yes, labaik. Right, yes, what, do you want me, what do you want me to do? Now. Okay. So you all say from now onwards, you will not say the word wait to your parents, okay? Okay, don't say the word wait. Just say coming. Coming can. Coming. Now. And when you say coming means you're coming, okay? Don't coming and continue playing. Okay. Don't like coming and you're still playing. No, coming means stop then immediately stop and go to your parents. You know how to make yourself do that or not? Do you know how to make yourself do that? You imagine that if the Prophet ﷺ is right now with my parents, will I delay and say, wait, or will I go immediately? You imagine. Let me ask you. If the Prophet ﷺ was right now with your parents, if he was there, right? And your parents say, come, and they didn't say why to come. They say, come. Can you imagine if you say, wait, right? Hold on. Then if you come a bit later, he's not there anymore. Oh, la hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. Okay, so you know that if you see your parent, if you know Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is there, right, with your parents, straight away, immediately, right? If you say, if your parents say, Ruqayya, Rasulullah sallallahu is here. Oh, what will you do? What will you do? Straight away, right? You don't even care what you are eating or what you are doing. You don't care, right? You drop everything. What? Nabi Muhammad sallallahu is here. Oh, straight away you will even run for the Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Okay, this story is about Habib Omar, right? Habib Omar, another Habib Omar, and how he was so good to his parents, his mother especially. Right? A lot of them, their fathers passed away when they're young. Right? A lot of these good people, they are orphans. Right? So Habib Omar, he is someone who loves his mother so much. That whatever the mother, what is the reward if your parents properly, the reward is the highest parts of Jannah. Right? The reward is the highest places in Jannah. And in fact, it tells a story about how this Habib Omar, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam himself wants to see him only because he is very good towards his mother. The same as Sayyidina Uwais al-Qarni. Sayyidina Uwais al-Qarni, Nabi Muhammad SAW knew all about him. Why? Because he was very good to his mother. So someone can reach the highest level of Jannah just by being good to their parents. Right? They can get a level that is even higher than someone who prays the whole night and fasts every single day and read the Quran many times. Right? Someone who is good to their parents will reach a higher level in paradise, right? Because they are good to their parents. MashaAllah. Right? Even more than someone who prays the whole night, even more, definitely more. Right? The best thing you can do is to be good to your parents. That's the best thing. Habib Omar, right, he will bring food for his mother and he'll put the food on the in front of his mother like that. Do you think he will eat together with his mother? Oh, Sayyidina Muhammad. Allah. The kittens always sit near the door. When my husband open the door, they all kena sepit. They always sit near the door. I'm careful, these kittens, ya Allah. And then they would like that. They would shout, the kittens would shout, and then after that, they give me a heart attack. Okay. So the mother, his mother, I told the mother in purple, okay? His mother is an old lady, right? And when he makes food, he will give his mother. Let me ask you a question. Do you think Habib Omar, right, will eat together with his mother? He will sit there, but he will not eat together with his mother. You know why? Because he said he is afraid that his mother might be looking at one part of the food and the mother wants to eat that. The mother wants to eat that part of the food and is afraid that if he takes it, the mother will just let him take it. You know how our mothers are, right? Our mothers are like that, right? If they see that you want that food, they will not take it, right? But we are not like that. We will just take it. Correct. Will you ask your mother first or not? Ma, do you want that one? Do you want this? Right? Or don't even ask, because if you ask, they will say, you want, right? And they will give it to you. So you can't even ask them because if you ask them, they will say, you take, you take. Right? Our mothers will always say to us, you take, you take. And then what about us saying that to our mother? So Habib Omar, he would never eat the food while his mother is eating. Only after his mother is done, then he will eat what is left. It's because he's afraid that his mother might be looking at one part of the food, and the mother actually wants to eat that, and he's scared that he ate it while the mother was looking at it. Oh, he's scared. And when he is with his mother, right, if a fly comes, right, they are poor, yeah, they are poor, right, but he will, and he will even go for this, eating, because to make sure the mother is the one who gets to eat. And sometimes if a fly comes and the fly lands on his face, a fly land on his face, like, he won't do anything to chase the fly away. Do you know why? He will not do anything to chase the fly away. Why? Because he's afraid the fly will fly to the mother and disturb his mother. So he will let the fly disturb him, right? So the fly will not go to his mother and disturb his mother. Ya Allah. Isn't it someone who really, really, really cares about his mother? Even a little fly, a small fly, right? He will not want a small fly to go and fly around his mother, because the fly will fly at his face and keep the fly at his face. Ya Allah. Well, do you even think about that? Do you think about that? Or are we people who you just mess up the house and you don't think about how your mother has to come and clean up the house? You don't think, whose mess is it? It's your mess. Every day, right, your mother cook food for you. Do you wash all the plates? Do you help your mother? Do you help your father? Your father comes back from work so tired, right? Do you see that he came back? When your father comes into the house, do you get up and salam him and welcome him home, or you just ignore? Just ignore your father came home. Ignore. Just ignore. I don't care. Don't say assalamualaikum. Don't kiss his hand before you go to school. Right, go and kiss their hands and say dua for me. Right? Must think, right? What can I do? What more can I do to make my parents happy? This Habib Muhammad, one day, he went to Medina, the same Habib Muhammad. And every day he would teach these people Islam. He's a sheikh, he's a Habib, right? But he would always, always, always make his mother his number one. Number one priority. Whatever the mother wants, he is there. Straight away, he is there. And because of that, Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam knows all about him. See, people who are good to their parents, Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam knows all about them. So one day, he went to Al-Madinah. And the grave of Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam has like a golden thing around, right? You can't actually go inside. There's a golden like gate around Nabi Muhammad sallallahu grave. He actually went to Medina at the Rauda in Medina, sometime later, right? Maybe after his mother passed away. Right? He went to Medina, right? And then the place was full of people, right? Full of people. From the front to the back of the place was full of people. Everywhere. If you went to the Rauda before, you know the Rauda is full of people. Everywhere. Yes, Kitty. Everywhere. It's full of people. So Habib Omar, he didn't really think to push people aside to come near the grave of Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam because there are many people. So when he came in, he saw so many people, it was filled with people. He sat right at the back, right at the back of the room. He sat and just kept quiet and was doing his own Quran, his own zikir, his own things lah. He's not doing anything else. I sat right at the back. Right, so he was here. Okay, Kitty. Okay. Right, he was no. Kitty, see Kitty step on the laptop. Okay, fine, this one. Okay. So he was sitting right at the back, minding his own business and doing his own ibadah, doing salawats, doing Quran, right at the back. When suddenly the caretaker, you know what's the caretaker? The one who cleans the grave of Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, caretaker. He cleans it up, he makes it nice and everything. The caretaker came out from inside. They go inside, you know. The caretaker came out and the caretaker began to ask, who here is Habib Omar? Who here's name is Habib Omar? Who here's name is Habib Omar? He asked and he asked and he asked. He went to the first row. Nobody's there's name was Habib Omar. He went to the second row. Nobody there's name is Habib Omar. Went to the third row, fourth row, and he went down and down. He kept asking and asking and asking. Suddenly, and until he came to the last row, and he said, "Who? Very important, very important. Who here? His name is is Habib Omar." And suddenly Habib Omar said, "Me, that's me. That's my name. What happened? What is it?" And then the man said, "The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam wants to see you." Everybody heard it, you know. He said, the Prophet, huh? Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he wants to see me, but he's in his grave. What do you mean that he wants to see him? Yeah, he wants to see you. Come with me. Come with me into the grave. You know, into the tomb, the entire room, the room where Nabi Muhammad's grave is. Come with me. Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam wants to see you. Oh, won't you like that? Won't you like that? Right? Won't you like that? That you go to Medina and then you are called, specially called, to come and have a special private meeting with Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And would you like that or not? Would you like that or not? Oh, I would like that very, very much. Do you know how come he got such special treatment? Because he was good to his parents, his mother especially. You treat your mother so special, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam will treat you specially. MashaAllah, the one who's good to his parents, his children will be good to you, and the one who is good to his parents, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam will know you because you are good to your parents. MashaAllah. Right. So he got up and he went into the chambers of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. We don't know what happened inside, but he got a special meeting with Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. All the people who was there, all in front, all didn't get. He was right at the back, and Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam knew he was in the room, and Nabi Muhammad asked for him, "Come, I want to speak to you." Oh, mashallah, mashallah. Okay, inshallah tomorrow we'll continue the story, right? We do our zikir first, okay? Our salawat. Allahumma salli afdala salawatika ala as'adil makhluqatika habibillah سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم أرد معلوماتك من كلماتك كلما ذكرك وذكره ذاكر وغفل عن ذكر الغافل اللهم صل أفضل صلواتك على أسعد المخلوقاتك حبيب الله سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم أرد معلوماتك من كلماتك كلما ذكرك وذكره ذاكر وغفل عن ذكرك وذكر الغافل. اللهم صل أفضل صلواتك على أسعد مخلوقاتك حبيب الله سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم أرد معلوماتك من كلماتك كلما ذكرك وذكره ذاكر وغفل عن ذكرك وذكره الغافل في كل لحظة أبدا عدد خلقه ورضا نفسه وزنة عرشه مدار كلماته. الفاتحة. أن الله يرزقنا علما نافعا وعملا خالصا ومستقيم ودلالة على الهدى ويسر به قول النبي محمد صلى الله عليه وآله وصحبه وسلم ودعاء إلى الهدى ودلالة على الخير ابتغاء وجه الله ومرضاته وقربه وثوابه سبحانه وتعالى مع لطف وعافية برحمتك يا رحمة.